Hi everyone, and welcome to another segment of astrologyanswers.com's weekly horoscope. My name is Terence Scardino. Well, this is a major week, a bit of a turning point astrologically. On Monday, May the 14th, begins this cycle, but on Tuesday, there's a number of major planetary events. It's a new moon in Taurus. There's a new moon in Taurus once a year, always usually the end of April or into May. Wherever Taurus falls in your chart is where your attention is being more drawn to. Taurus likes routine and stability, doesn't like a lot of wild change, yet what is going to be happening could be some really rebellious, explosive energy. We're already seeing the volcano exploding in Hawaii. This is an example of revolutionary Uranus moving into Taurus on May the 15th. Now it's going to be there till 2026. And usually we don't see major events immediately after a major planet changes signs. But we will this time because it's a new moon, so some kind of new beginning. And Mars, impatient, ambitious Mars, is going to be moving into 0 degrees of Aquarius on May the 15th. So those first several days, May 15th, 16th, 17th, ambitious, impatient Mars is in a very stressful angle to rebellious, unpredictable Uranus. And because of the new moon, this powerful, anxious energy could be pushing us all into some new directions. Now, Taurus is about stability, has a lot to do with materialism and economics. So overall, every 84 years, when Uranus moves into Taurus, you're going to see some major economic changes. And there could be all new kinds of regulations for protection for investors in Wall Street, in the corporate world. But it's taking over these 7 years. And usually we wouldn't really see anything right away because the energy is just starting to plant its seeds and start to really develop. But the Mars is impatient and is jumping the gun and slamming up against Uranus. And so there could be in the news some big blow-ups, again, earthquakes, volcanoes, but there maybe the stock market in America will slide, but it goes up and down so much anymore, who even cares? Because it just keeps coming back. Hopefully there's no major explosion somewhere. Now, my point is, you don't want to be launching any new business or setting up an important meeting, particularly by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because the energy is so electric and rebellious and unpredictable. Now, this might work for certain kinds of ventures and businesses, but overall, the energy is much too nerve-wracking. However, by Friday, the Mars is moving on, and Mercury is the planet of negotiations, communications, decision-making. It's going to be in Taurus, so it's feeling this sensibility, this common sense, but the Mercury in Taurus is going to be excellent with Saturn, pragmatic, stabilizing Saturn. So Friday overall is very favorable for business, for making commitments. So starting at jobs, launching a business, having meetings, pitching ideas, all of that is really good. And something is really shifting and changing for the long term, but seeds of this are changing this week. It's just that the first 4 days, even on Monday, which is still right before the new moon, and everything is in such a tense transitional period. But there's some really good energy by Friday. Then in Saturday, the energy continues to be favorable because Venus, the ruler of Taurus, Venus is pleasure seeking. Venus is the planet of relationships. Venus is also the planet of creativity. Venus is going to be in harmony with innovative Uranus. So the Venus-Uranus is good for making new friends, expressing yourself creatively in new ways. Some of you, it's a Saturday, maybe Saturday night, Venus-Uranus could be excellent for hanging out with friends and having a really good time. And some of you may suddenly become infatuated and think you've met the one. And it could certainly have a lot of fun and bring some magic into an existing relationship. As we go into Sunday, by the end of Sunday, the sun that's been transiting, stabilizing Taurus is now moving into Gemini for the next month. Gemini is it's much more sociable. It's being interested in learning, conversations, trying to do 20 things at the same time. The whole tempo of your everyday life really picks up. But this week, for most of us, and it'll be interesting what happens in the news by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, could very well be some extraordinary events that's setting the tone for a number of years. But by Friday into Saturday, this big change of energy we can then tap into and be good for business, good for creativity, and good for socializing. Before I sign off, I want to remind you I'm available for the one question offer for a nominal fee at astrologyanswers.com. And to find a direct link to make it really easy, there's a link in the description box underneath the video, so you can go right to me. So thanks for tuning in. I hope to see you next week with my next segment. And the best advice is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, try not to be so reactive. Wait until Friday when you're going to be feeling more sensible, more common sense, more grounded to really make the best decisions with all this exciting, changing energies.